What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Therapist Logan Reacts. Today we are kind of switching it up a little bit. I know we've been doing a lot of BTS, but I want to make sure I'm doing a lot of different things that a lot of people have commented for. This is an artist that we've done a little bit ago, and I just want to make sure, again, we're doing a little bit of everything, reacting to constantly new stuff. We have been doing a lot of BTS because there's a lot of good therapeutic stuff, and don't worry, there is plenty more to come. I'm definitely getting to them. I'm making a list, and I am getting to them as I can, and so just make sure you're sticking around, because we're going to get to them. But yeah, so this is the song that's been commented. This is a little bit ago, so I apologize. I appreciate you guys' comment back then, but hopefully you're still around, hopefully you're still subscribed, and hopefully I'm able to complete what you were looking for in this analysis of the song Teenage Dream by Olivia Rodrigo. Let's jump right into it and give a therapist breakdown. This is the official lyric video from her page on YouTube. So let's get into it. God, I love the piano.
When am I gonna stop being wise beyond my years and just start being wise? When am I gonna stop being a pretty young thing to guys? When am I gonna stop being great for my age and just start being good? When will it stop being cool to be quietly misunderstood?
So just right off the bat, something that clearly sticks out is there's like everything that she's referring to in these first few lines is like there's an expectation that she is like, when can she not succeed or kind of compete at the highest level, and just like kind of allow herself to kind of just be more her without having, again, these expectations, these need to achieve all these goals and accomplishments. And it's kind of like, again, it's reflecting on maybe a depression that comes along with having to compete again at a high level and having to constantly set the bar higher and higher and higher. It's like it's a never ending kind of thing, and that can again lead to stress, burnout. It's just a lot of the times too, like we can do that to ourselves, but again, being in the limelight, I'm assuming Teenage Dream kind of refers to her being in the limelight, her to kind of being famous at a young age. And again, just like, when am I going to stop being wise upon beyond my years, and I can just start being wise? So it's just like, when can I just be kind of respected as this is my level, and not kind of have that need to, again, suffice or complete or live up to the expectations set on by others. Again, that's super, super stressful. And again, like, I hope, again, I'm sure a lot of individuals who are in the limelight, who are famous, who do music, I'm sure there's a lot of things that people don't see. And again, a lot of people talk about the mental health aspect, and I just hope that they're seeing their own therapist and doing those different things. Sorry, my hair is kind of looking crazy right now, but yeah, it's just, I'm glad she's able to use like music as an artistic outlet, to discuss these different things. And again, it just shows that she's human too, and a lot of the times we expect things from famous people that are just like not applicable or not attainable, and it's just kind of unfair to them, because they're humans too. They deserve grace just like anybody else, and I think a lot of the times when you're in the limelight, there's and if they don't live up to expectations, just the overwhelming amount of disdain or irritation or just negative comments that come from so-called fans will just kind of ring through and, again, just drown out any accomplishments they have made up until this point. But that's definitely something that's sticking out right off the bat.
Blow out the candles, happy birthday to me. Got your whole life ahead of you. You're only 19, but I fear that they already got all the best parts of me. And I'm sorry that I couldn't always be your teenage dream.
This is huge. Hold on. Sorry, this line jumped out of me. Not that one. Not that one. But I fear that they already got the best parts of me. That is probably one of the most standout lyrics I've seen in a bit. You know what I mean? Just by itself, it's just like, I fear like I don't have nothing left to give. Like, that's another way of saying that, or like, I have shown the best parts and I don't have anything kind of else at this point, and I don't have any more tricks up my sleeve or tricks in my bag, like, and I'm worried that as it comes down, crashing down, as I come to realize, other people come to realize of all my best parts have been seen at this point, it might be difficult to kind of, again, continue on and move forward with that. So again, super stressful, super dark, reflective into her personal identity, and her self-worth comes along deeply, and this would definitely be a huge comment that a therapist should jump on and anchor around, because this linguistics, this sentence, how it's structured, her perspective on it would be so important, so deep to kind of process, and explore that maybe negative core belief that kind of connects with that, which again is like, I only have so much, and I don't have any more to give, therefore I am not worth it. Like, all my best parts, like, all your best parts are every single part that makes up you. And yeah, it's okay to want to better some of those parts, but all the parts, especially IFS, oh my goodness, I would have explored this for probably an entire session, just this alone, not even any rest of the song. So that's just me as a therapist that practices internal family systems, but yeah, just huge, very big statement right here.
And I'm sorry that I couldn't always be your teenage dream. When this wide-eyed affection and all good intentions start to not be enough, and will everyone have every reason to call all my bluff? When are all my excuses of learning my lessons gonna start to feel sad? Will I spend all the rest of my years wishing I could go back? I'll blow out the candles, happy birthday to me. Got your whole life ahead of you, you're only 19. But I fear that they already got all the best parts of me. And I'm sorry that I couldn't always be your teenage dream. They all say that it gets better the more you grow. Yeah, they all say that it gets better, but what if I don't know? They all say that it gets better the more you grow. Yeah.
So this one sticks out to me because I think this is something that individuals are told that maybe not necessarily the most truthful when it comes to growing. And it gets better the more you grow. And I both agree and disagree with this, because I think this is applied in different ways that people don't intend to use properly. I think it's supposed to be reflected and utilized in the sense that it gets better, as in reflecting on the past and learning to live with certain difficulties becomes easier, and it gets better. It does not get better in the sense that you are just happier, you are just able to contend. It's the better they're referring to reflects, I think, is the stronger you become, and learning to live with maybe the difficulties and adversity that you see in day-to-day life. Because as you grow older, you become more aware to the unfairness, the unkind others, the difficulties when it comes to accomplishing things, and just how irritable you may become due to interacting with others when you try to be a good person, and there may be other people who are not practicing the similar behavior. So I think it gets better is more reflective on your ability. It gets better to work with the adversity, go through it every single day, and not let it have such a devastating impact on you and how you kind of, again, continue to progress and grow. So this is a big statement, but it's also important. Like, as a therapist, I would want to, I work with individuals from all ages, and I've worked with youths too. And this is a statement that a lot of youths have explored and identified, like, kind of losing hope in that, like, oh, it's supposed to get better in life. And, and I want to be real with them. I practice reality therapy in that sense that, no, there will be difficult days ahead. It's not, I know everyone wants to always say, hey, it's going to get better. Like, just keep working hard, but it's okay to be realistic too. Sometimes that's more what people need. There are some hard days ahead, and people sometimes don't want that common saying of, hey, you're going to get through it. You're a tough person, like, I know it's well intended, but it doesn't always connect. Some people need that realism, that real respect of, like, dude, you're going to suffer. You have suffering days ahead of you. And I think this happens a lot with people, again, who are going through certain things and sitting in the mud or sitting in the shit or whatever you want to call it. And, but yeah, so that's something that definitely sticks out to me as well. There's two big ones for sure in the song, but let's continue on and finish up. Beautiful song. And something else just kind of occurred to me, that it gets better, but what if I don't? And I just clicked that I think she's referring to, what if I don't get better? It's like there's a fear, and the fear of trust of what's to come in the future and change. And that's so difficult, especially when maybe there's already a sense of lost hope. That's kind of another theme I'm kind of getting from her. In this song, and it's difficult to work when an individual has finally lost hope. And this is for young therapists or any individuals who's lost hope completely. Once they make that, like, they hit rock bottom when it comes to believing or being hopeful, like, asking that person to become hopeful again is quite literally terrifying. It's like equivalent of asking them to jump off like a bridge and just hope that you harness them properly. It's like they have to learn to trust again. And in hope is like hearing out another human being. And it's hard to work through therapy, but it's doable. It's possible. It's very reflective on having that therapeutic relationship. That's the number one thing, the number one aspect of being a good therapist to your clients and the individuals you serve. It's so important, and that's what can help pull somebody out who is a hopeless. I've seen it happen. I've seen people who have come out and had hope again when they've had no hope, and they've had zero. And I've had people too I've worked with where they had zero hope, and they weren't able to get themselves out, and they kind of just learned to live with it, and that's something you have to be ready for as a therapist. Some things aren't going to go your way when it comes to others healing, and it's difficult. It's something you got to learn to compartmentalize, and it's definitely some mental gymnastics you got to do. And as a therapist, you got to take care of your own mental health, to be a good therapist, you need to have your own therapist, you got to have your own outlets that are not work related. Like, it's difficult, and again, there's always that fear, like, what if I don't become better? What if I kind of just stay stagnant, and that's scary. That's scary when it comes to adversity and change. But beautiful song. I love how powerful it kind of comes in at the end. Great voice, great theme, great topics. Great song, definitely, for sure. So I'm glad I've gotten around to this song, and I appreciate your guys' patience if you've been waiting for this for some time. It's been quite some time since I've done Olivia Rodrigo, let alone other people outside of BTS. But I'm going to try to start incorporating more other artists here and there, probably on Wednesdays. Again, because I've been reflected and asked to do a lot of BTS songs, so I'm trying to make sure I'm doing a little bit of everything. But I appreciate each and every single one of you. Drop a comment down below if there's something I missed. I'm curious to see if there's anything I missed. Make sure you drop this video a like too. That helps grow the channel, and make sure you're subscribed as well. That makes, again, we're just able to continue grow this environment, this thing we're building, this community we're building. And it's just so awesome to see, like, all the support, all the information, everything that you guys have been able to share. And I just really appreciate being a part of it and allowing me to kind of, again, share my information, my psychoeducation, and again, just, give that information out to people. Then hopefully it's able to help in some kind of way and just help people think differently, So I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next video. See you then.